It's the Anything Goes podcast, man. It's your boy, Sean Peoples. Hey, people, if you like our vibes, you like the movement, like, subscribe, share, comment in the comment section. Ring the notification bell so you can keep up with everything that we got going on. And we have a lot of stuff going on. Like really a lot of stuff, a whole bunch of stuff that I can't even talk about. Also, jump in the community tab and vote in all the situations and all the issues that you see up there. And don't forget our road to 5K. We get to 5K subscribers. We give away some cash prizes to our loyal subscribers, loyal supporters. Shout out to everybody out there that's been supporting. Maximum respect. I'm here with Brother Sharp, man. I'm here with T, and I'm here with Black Emoji. T, what's going on, lady? I like to rhyme. I'm a rapper.
What's up? What's up? Glad to be back. It seems like it's been a long time.
I've been 2 years, man. You've been going on vacation.
I know. About to be gone again.
Black Emoji, what's going on, lady? How everything going on with you?
Hi, guys. Everything's fine. Enjoying the good weather finally. But everything's fine.
Finally, we getting some good weather. Man, Sharp, man. What's going on, bro?
Don't know, someone living and loving life. Happy to be here with the crew and ready to just get the discussion popping.
Yeah, man. This is a part twice because I'm Jamaican. Yeah, so we're gonna talk about Kiven Samuels. Is he spitting the gospel? Is he talking the truth? Or is he just devouring the Black community and giving ammunition to outsiders to use against us? We're gonna start off with Miss Emoji. Let's hear what you got to say, Miss Emoji. We'll put you on the spot first.
All right, guys. Some of y'all are gonna crucify me, but I don't care. That's okay.
Crucify her if you need to.
Just take the beating.
I can handle it. Okay, I can handle it. I like Kiven Samuels. I like him a lot. I listen to him a lot.
Ooh, no, I'm just playing.
I like him. I think the reason why I like him is because, yes, it's unconventional, but he is straightforward. It may not sound as good, but if you try to listen and not think about the way that it's being said, I think he has a lot of good facts. I think he's big on Black people being together, but I think he's trying, like, what I take for myself, let's just go with that. What I take for myself is that I do feel like sometimes as Black women, we do give Black men a hard time. Sometimes we do take past things and things that we've seen, things that we've been through, and we kind of like put it on Black men that may not have done anything to us. There was one conversation he had that I had to think about. I was like, oh my God, I do this. Was when he was like, Black women don't smile at Black men. Like when they walk past and a Black man tells them smile, they get offended. And I've thought about that. Like Black men to me, smile. And I'm just like, this is my face. Leave me alone. But then I said to myself, like, if a white man said that to me, would I have reacted that way? Like just because a Black man says smile, that doesn't mean that he's trying to talk to you. It could just be like, hey, queen, smile. And I had to sit back and think like, yeah. And there was some girls arguing like, why do I have to smile? Why is this such a problem? But then I thought about like, a lot of Asians and white girls don't do that. They smile. So smile to just smile. It's not a big deal. So there are some things that you have to sit back and think to yourself, like, why are we like this to each other? You know?
And I think say something real quick, Emoji. Let me put this out there real quick. When I'm walking in the streets, I get smiled at by Black women all the time. It's usually when I say smile at white women and Asians that I don't get a smile back. I don't know where Mr. Samuels has been walking that Black women don't smile at him. I'm sure it happened to a lot of people because I definitely
there were Black women fighting on this. Like they were like,
course.
I don't think I should smile. I don't think I should smile.
But you don't have to smile.
Yeah, but he was just saying like, but the way they came off, like, oh, how do I know that? It was just like, why not just like, you know, like, why is this so bad? Or like, why is there such a negative connotation when a Black man he has to be trying to talk to you?
I don't think those women was really even arguing the smile. It's the messenger they're arguing because he is the messenger and the stuff that he says offends people. So, you know, it's like when you don't like somebody, right? When anything they do bother you. They could bring you some tea in the morning. You wanted some tea. You like, this dude just brought me some tea. knowing you want to drink the tea. It's him. He's the messenger, and people don't like the message, don't like the way he's putting the message out there. Like I like to say optics. The
They didn't
optics
like
of
Bill
what he
Cosby
says
and
what
his
he
message,
do.
and his message was nice, and he was basically saying the same thing about
Bill
the black
Cosby.
He's not a good example. You see where he's at right now.
Exactly.
He's
And
not
he
a
was
good
nice
example.
about it. He was nice about it. He
I
was
think,
nice.
yeah.
Black people was mad and white people was mad. So
I think
you do it, they're gonna be mad.
I think the messenger has to be somebody that you think is genuine. You know, you have people in the black community that think Mr. Cosby was genuine, and you have people in the black community that didn't think he was trying to buy CBS because they know he ain't had enough money to buy CBS. So, you know, or NBC or ABC or Disney World, they just felt like he was doing whatever he was doing. But, you know, everybody has their own opinion, and you have to look at stuff in the way that you see fit, like you said. But once again, it's the messenger people are upset with. And I don't think a lot of those women are really arguing the smile per se, even though they're arguing the smile, but they really arguing with him, not just about the smile, it's him.
If Barack Obama said it exactly the same way that he said it, would it be a problem?
Barack Obama wouldn't say it like that. Barack Obama would say it very intellectually, and he wouldn't say it disrespectful. That's what I'm telling you, the messenger. Barack Obama is an expert messenger. He wouldn't say it in a manner that you might not feel offended, but there's women out there that'll feel offended about what he's saying. It's how Kiven Samuels say the stuff that bothers women.
Okay, but Barack Obama has said some things in a nice way, and the black community still hasn't taken advantage of it. So
we're not talking about that. So, you know, we're talking about this right here. And
Kevin, I got you. If you're watching this, I got you.
Kevin, she got you. I don't. So T, what do you feel about Mr. Samuels, man? Black emoji. I mean, I understand your point of view. Like I said, everyone is entitled to their opinion, but I feel like people like that are toxic to our community, and they give, like I said in the beginning, outsiders too much ammunition to use against us, and creating excuses for people to use against us, thinking that it might not affect you. I want to make this clear to everybody out there. You see, when your skin is dark, whenever the cop pull you over, he don't care if you're from Jamaica, Africa, Egypt, Hawaii. He don't care where you're from. You're still looked at as a black person. So when he pull you over and he feel like you're doing anything out of hand to him, it doesn't matter. When you got dudes like this, and I'm not saying Kiven Samuels is pushing a violent message, but I'm saying when you giving people influence to look at us as animals already, and you're giving them more and more ammunition to look at us as animals, it hurt our community. But T, what do you feel, man? Do you feel the same way, or should the messenger be learn a new way to pass his message?
He needs a new way. Kiven Samuels, the way I look at him is a prime example of what could be great gone wrong. He comes across to me as a man who has been hurt. I'm sorry, but if you've been married 3 times, you can't tell me as a woman how to keep a man. You know, he completely belittles people, and he has such great knowledge. He has such a great, everyone doesn't have the ability to communicate with others. Everyone doesn't have the ability to create a platform and create the brand, even though they've got some knowledge and stuff to say. He has that, and he could do so much better in the Black community if he wasn't doing that. And I get it, like Black men have been destroyed by women 100%, and not justly, but you don't right or wrong by doing the same thing to the Black women. And that's what he comes across as what he's trying to do. And I think that's why so many people are drawn to it, because for a change, the Black women are getting dogged and the Black men aren't. So people, you know, it's kind of like that. They feel like the Black man's a victim, but you don't hurt people. You know what I mean? He is hurting other people because he's been hurt by somebody. He don't know what true love is yet. And he's just full of himself, you know, like, get out of your own ego remove yourself from the situation completely. And if you really and truly want to help Black women get with a Black man, don't tear him down about that. That's there's other methods of doing that, and he's going about it all wrong. I'm not going to take from his smarts. I'm not going to take from the truths and some of the truths he has said, but at the same time, no, no, I can't watch him.
Like, with me, like hearing me speak, it's obvious that I agree with a lot of the stuff that he say about what's going on. That's quite obvious, but it's just how you say the stuff to me. That's the thing I've been saying from day one. In part one, that's what I said. The optics, how you deliver the message to people. Are you hurting the community when you're delivering the message, or are you teaching the community? Kiven Samuels is highly educated. He's well equipped to deliver that message differently, to make it be more influential, to make people accept it more. But he chooses to give you a shock value type of thing because he wants people to look at him in a certain light. He wants people to take that ammunition and use it against you. And like people say, hurt people. Because I hear a lot of my friends talk, and a lot of them, I'm not going to say a lot of them. It's a big, maybe 45-55, with 45 saying that they agree with Kiven Samuels. And some of the 55 might be lying. They're just trying to cover up what they're saying. But at the end of the day, when you listen to someone, I know some of these guys, and they're hurt from behind stuff women have done to them. So that's why they say some of the stuff that they say to them. That's why they say some of the stuff. And hearing me say some of the stuff that I say is because I see some of them get run over by women. I seen women married to some of my friends for money, got to where they was going, and then departed. So I learn from seeing stuff that people do, and I use that in my real life. Now, do I dislike Kiven Samuels? I don't know who Kiven Samuels is to dislike him. I dislike his message, and I think his message influenced people to use it against us wrong. Putting yourself on the pedestal as a woman is cool, all understandable, but sometimes, that pedestal is a little bit too high even for yourself. So how I'm gonna meet that pedestal if there's ways that Kiven Samuels could easily say some of these things, but he chooses not to. He wants us to have this debate. He wants people to say certain things after they hear him speak, because that's the message he's trying to deliver. If a Nazi trying to deliver a Nazi message, or white supremacists trying to deliver a white supremacy message, they say it in certain ways that they know people are gonna adapt to it. And that's what he's doing. He's putting a message out there that he knew certain type of people are gonna take and run with it. You were saying, but what?
So before he became very big, he did the same thing with Black men. Like if you go back to his earlier videos, the same way he talks to Black women was the same way he was talking to Black men. My question is, why is it now a big deal? Why wasn't this such a big deal? No one talks about how he talked about Black men and talked down to them the same way he talks to Black women. But now that it's Black women, it's a problem. Why is it the energy not the same?
Let me jump in here.
Because nobody watched him. Nobody watched him when he was talking to Black men. Nobody cared about that.
Now that
everyone cares.
But
what I mean, that goes back to what I was saying. People are watching because those are the people who are like, yeah, they want that revenge back for Black men being talked down to. It's not because his message is the best or it's the greatest. It's they're finally happy to see a Black woman get put in her place. That's why so many Black men don't deal with Black women here in America, because we're too strong and we need to be put in our place. And that's what he's doing. He's putting women in their place and showing them who they should be and who they should date, when he hasn't accomplished that for himself. He doesn't have that better half. So how is he going to tell someone else how to master getting the better half?
That's a good point. I wanted to add in that before I bring Sharpman in, I was saying that his platform wasn't at the stage to be outraged about at the point. So no one is going to be outraged at you throwing rocks in the ocean. Now that he's putting boulders in the ocean because his platform is bigger, he has more of an impact that he can make. Attention is aware, and people as much as people would like to say that we're not, most black men, especially the ones I know, are very protective over black women. They get upset when they hear a stigma. Now you might hear us say certain things, not because that's the women we deal with. So certain things that we tell, we only can talk from our point of view. I deal with black women. I don't have a preference of women when it comes to a point, unless they're real dark. But I don't have a preference of women when it comes to a point of dealing with a women. But I deal with black women mostly. So I have to talk from that point of view. And I don't feel like this guy is doing anything to help the narrative of protecting black women. I think he's doing more hurt than helping. But if that's not what you agree with, then that's fine, because everybody have a different opinion. Sharp man, jump in, my brother.
Yeah, I mean, this guy is clearly intelligent and is well accomplished. And with that being said,
suits sharper than Steve Harvey's.
Yeah, exactly. With that being said, he should be more responsible with his words. He should be more responsible with his words. Super responsible, because you're putting stuff out into the universe of the internet that, like you said, Sean, he's got a bigger following now. And so when people are paying attention, so that's proliferating throughout, our society. Everybody's hearing this message, and what they're taking away from it is that somehow black women are less, or they're expecting too much, or, they think of themselves as a 10 when they should really think of themselves as a 5, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And I'm clearly saying this guy, everything that he said is not necessarily wrong in terms of the things that he's saying, if you read the words. But when it comes to the message and the delivery, you are literally tearing somebody down that obviously needs help. If somebody comes to you and they come on your social media and they come on the live and let you talk to them like that, you should know that they need help. Nobody does that willingly and just sits there and takes that abuse. That person needs help. And it's clear that you yourself probably need help, because you're sitting there engaging with them on that level of destructiveness. And that's my issue. We're not building up the black confidence, right? Like Black Emoji, for instance, she's clearly a confident person, grew up with it, knows herself, knows what she wants. And if you tell her that stuff, she's going to take it in one ear and it's going to go out the other, because she knows that's not true. And she's well understanding of that. But another person now, that the one lady that said she was a 10 and he said, maybe you may be a 5 or a 4. There's no way she's going to be able to absorb that and bounce back from that or get better off of that. She may go down even deeper than where she is right there at that moment. And that's kind of really what I'm trying to say about this thing. It's just, the message is just not great delivery, and it's given other communities to look at us in a worse light. And a lot of them already look at us in a worse light. It's just giving them more ammunition. And I just think we shouldn't be doing that. That's just kind of how I feel about it. That's all.
Definitely.
So how would you approach it though? I want to know, how would you approach it? The person was a 10, says they're 10. They say they have all this stuff. They have a bunch of kids, all this. They know, they don't look good. You look at them, they're not a 10 to you. How would you be able to deliver that without sounding? Looks
is subjective to people.
Exactly.
You might think you a 10. Hold on. You might think you a 10, but I don't think you a 10. So it's a certain way that I could say it. I could say that, it's easy. I could say that you're not my type, or of course you're a beautiful young lady, but the direction that I'm looking for is not you. There's many a way that he could. So pretending like you don't know that he could say it in a different way is that doesn't make any sense to me either, because there's many a way that he could say that. That if a guy come to you right now and tell you you ain't a 10, you ugly, or you this or you that, you're gonna feel disrespected, and that anybody will feel like that. If a young lady come to me, a sharp man, and tell us that too, we gonna feel disrespected. It's how you talk to people, man. We can't act like that this thing is cool. We lost T. We're gonna get her back on here in a few.
I mean, it's again, there's ways to communicate what you're saying effectively. I mean, he's a very articulate person. Come on, we know this, and we know, and maybe most of it is just shock value, and maybe a lot of it is also that he's had bad relationships, and have just not fully dealt with the feelings from those bad relationships, and now he's kind of passing that on to women that need assistance, that need help. And that's kind of what I'm looking at. Again, if you read the actual words that he says, they're not all bad. Nobody's arguing that. But like Sean says, it's the messenger, because if I look at you as somebody that's already, putting out their bad words, bad behavior, nothing that you say to me pretty much I'm going to absorb as being anything positive that I can look at and learn from.
Then why go to them for advice?
All right.
Why
So I think
stop for a minute.
Like, I just feel like if you have all this stuff about him, why even call him? If I know that he's gonna put me down, if I say that I'm a 10, he's gonna tell me that I'm a 2. Why am I called? Like, why are you calling this man? Like, do you not put the blame also on the people calling?
Okay,
we already said that. We said hurt people. Obviously a lot of these women that are calling in have issues, and he's exploiting the issues that these women have. That's
or maybe they want clout.
Exactly.
Okay, so that
he's looking attention and they're looking attention also.
Right. And so he should be the responsible party that has the platform to just say, hey, look, I know you came on here probably looking, for one thing, but here's what I'm going to give you. I'm going to try to help you out. I'm going to try to steer you in the right direction. What do you need in terms of assistance? Right? What can I do for you to help you get to a better place? Like, that's okay to do something. It's okay to ask them rather than putting them down. How can I help you today? Like, what do you need from me?
For me and what I do and how I do things. Why should I? It's first of all, it's my channel. I speak the way that I want to speak. And you called me regardless of the situation, knowing I speak this way. So why should I change who I am for you? Who knows this? Like, so he's supposed to change.
I'm gonna be honest.
Go ahead.
No, I don't think he's supposed to change, but honestly, I think the people who have a problem with him aren't the people who are actually calling, and that's where you might be. Who are calling are people who actually believe in him and believe that he's going to help them. That's like going to a therapist and your therapist saying, you go to your therapist, look, this is what's wrong with me, and your therapist say, you know what? Well, you should just jump off a ledge. You're way above your expectations. That's not what you're going for. You're not going to get insulted. The world is already beat you down. So the people who are actually calling, which is why people like me find such offense in it, is because I know that this woman who's calling believes this man really has her best intentions at heart, and she's going to listen to what he says, and she's going to take it home and try to apply it to her life. So with that kind of mentality, you don't make someone who already feels bad feel worse.
But you're doing the right thing.
What happens? What happens if that person who's doing the right thing? That's me.
I feel like you're doing the right thing, because if you don't agree with it and you don't like how he does it, guess what you're not doing? You're not watching his videos. But those same people that complain are giving him the views. How did he get so big? Like, if you have a problem,
absolutely,
don't watch it. You're doing that right.
You're doing it
right. You're correct.
We're not even talking about.
You're correct in that aspect, but what it is it's like I speak upon it because I feel like I have an obligation as a woman to let these women who are in that mindset that believes that what this man is saying is true, like that's not it. You got to hold him accountable. If we all sit quiet and let him just trample over these women, like, we're no better than him. That's why I speak about it.
And you see, the thing is that he's getting views from people. He's getting views, but I'm not talking about the views. I'm talking about the effect that what comes out of his mouth have on the community that I live in. That's what I'm worried about.
But it affects everyone differently, though.
You said what?
It affects everyone differently. You might feel that way, but there could be 50 people that feel the way that I feel.
You might feel like it doesn't affect just like how you feel. A lot of people don't feel like you. You might feel like it doesn't pertain to you because you might feel like you're from a different area, or you might feel like you're from a different walk of life. But you have people that will criticize whatever you do also, and it might affect you differently from how it might affect someone else. But what he's saying, he's making a mission statement, and I keep telling you this, for people outside of our community to use against us. It's a statement that you might not think applies to you, but because you think it don't apply to you, when a person look at you, they think it applies to you because they already have that plan in their head already, because this guy just gave them that to use against you. And you might think that, this doesn't fit me, but they don't care if it doesn't fit you because they have that in their mind already to use against you. That's the point that I'm trying to make.
Yeah, and I think that also when you go, so just like when you go to look for a job, imagine going to look for a job and the person that's interviewing you saw some of these videos, and now in their mind, subconsciously, they're thinking, why the heck do I want this person, right? If this is what they believe, or this is how they're going to be in our workplace, or like, why would I want them around? So it's not just in this vacuum, right? It kind of expands further beyond that. When you get to the larger, community and society, where it's going to be like, again, it's going to be used against us continuously, even though people say, well, I may not see it that way. Somebody out of our culture may say that they don't see it that way, but subconsciously they do, because they already had preconceived notions about us already, right?
And I agree.
So this is just adding to that preconceived notion, or validating what they already thought about us. Is my issue with it. Yeah.
I think for me, I agree.
The issue that I have with it, the message.
I just think for me personally, I'm talking for myself, Mina, black emoji. I agree with it. But the way I've lived my life is that people are going to have their opinions based off of what they hear, but I cannot live my life based off of what other people. If I do that, I'm going to stop myself from great opportunities, because that's all in my mind. I personally don't care.
And that's what I live
my life.
And that's what I said about your confidence level earlier. I said you carry yourself, and I can tell, as a confident person. And no matter what he would say to you, you would brush that off and keep moving. But somebody else, not as strong-willed or strong mind or of the same confident level as you, they would go in the other direction. And that's what we were trying to prevent. We don't want that happening. That's what we're speaking against.
We want to uplift the weaker person. We have a lot of strong black women. We do, but we also have a lot of weak black women, and it's the weak ones, like we said, who are actually calling him for that advice. They're in a weakened state, so we don't want him to trample them, because if we get more, then we'll be stronger. So why allow someone like that to just trample other people and just disregard it because he ain't messing with you? What if it's your child one day?
Yeah,
what if your child one day, you have a daughter one day watching a Kiven Samuels video, God forbid, and she's in a similar situation as a woman on his show, and he says something to her? Are you not gonna feel that then? Like, you have to think outside of just yourself. At us as women as a whole, and
definitely
understand everyone ain't as strong as me.
It's the society at large that's in peril with this kind of behavior, this kind of discussion, and the message that he's putting out. It's everybody that we care about that could be hurt by this, right? So again, we're all confident and strong. I don't care what he said about me as a man. It doesn't affect me because I was raised differently. I think different, and so therefore I wouldn't let what he says, affect me in a negative way. But there are a lot of men out here that grew up with maybe a single dad or a single mom, and maybe is not, of that, maybe they weren't built up when they were younger, and now they're at a level where they're trying to make it, and they talk to this guy and he's destroying them, inside and out. And so that's just not good. Not good.
I think it's a great conversation. We might have to do a part 3. So every time I do it, it gets better and better. So we might have to do a part 3.
There's so much to flush out here, man. There's a whole lot to flush out.
But I want to say something real quick to everybody before I leave. It's not even how you use what he says about you. It's about how somebody else uses it against you. Because I can have all the confidence in the world about something about myself, but somebody can influence somebody else to use whatever my flaw is that I overlook or think it's not that big of a deal, to use it against me to make myself into something different or to get myself somewhere else. So we can't just look at it as, like T said before, about myself. It doesn't affect me, but it can affect how I look at you. So you have to keep that in mind.
How our black men look at us as black women.
Exactly. So you have to keep that in mind too. You can't just think it. I don't care. It doesn't do anything to me, but it plays a thought in my head, or somebody that's weaker than me head, or somebody, like I said, that wants to use ammunition against us in our community. But yeah, man, it's a great discussion, man. Definitely think that a part 3 is gonna come.
I need another person that's like agrees with me. Like I need like a
you're gonna be good in the comments. You're gonna be good in the comments. You're gonna get a lot in the comments. They're gonna love you.
Or they gonna go like
Some
this, or they gonna be
people.
like this.
Some people gonna love you. We'll get. You already got one who agree with you in part one, Demby.
Oh yeah, Envy, you need to be here next time.
They gonna string y'all up one of these days. But that's how.
That's why you gotta change your hair all the time. They can't.
I take a beating. I take a beating out of the comments.
Yeah, man. That's how it goes, man. Everybody got their own opinion. It's good to have conversations where, you know, everybody bring their own insight, because me, T, and Sharpman might agree, but we don't agree from the same point of view. We all agree from different points of the topic. You disagree with you know, and so that makes the view and the conversation in a whole different light. And that's the exciting part about this, man. It's the Anything Goes podcast. I'm here with T. I'm here with Black Emoji. I'm here with Short, man. Man, I like this conversation, man. We should have took it to about a 5-hour conversation, but now we don't got that much time. We got to be out of here, man. We out.